The introduction of tanks in World War I revolutionized warfare, challenging entrenched notions of combat strategy and prompting rapid adaptations from both Allied and Central powers. This article delves into the initial reactions to tanks, highlighting how these armored behemoths changed the dynamics of the battlefield. The birth of the tank. The first appearance of tanks on the battlefield in 1916 was met with a mixture of astonishment, apprehension, and, for some, outright skepticism. These armored vehicles, a stark departure from conventional weaponry, left a profound impression on soldiers and commanders alike. Panic and confusion. For infantrymen facing tanks for the first time, the sight was nothing short of terrifying. Tanks, lumbering across the battlefield, were impervious to small arms fire, and their massive presence was a stark contrast to the familiar trenches and barbed wire. Soldiers were often left in a state of panic, with many fleeing the field in fear. Improvised responses. In the early encounters with tanks, soldiers and commanders were forced to improvise tactics on the spot. Attempts to counter tanks included using artillery to target vulnerable points or deploying infantry squads armed with grenades and makeshift explosives. These ad hoc measures were often ineffective, highlighting the urgent need for specialized anti-tank weaponry. Specialized anti-tank tactics. As the novelty of tanks wore off, military strategists on both sides recognized the need for specialized anti-tank weapons. The introduction of anti-tank rifles, artillery, and grenades designed specifically to combat tanks marked a concerted effort to adapt to this new form of warfare. Innovation and evolution. The realization that tanks were here to stay prompted significant innovations in anti-tank weaponry and tactics. Engineers and military thinkers began developing specialized tools and tactics to counter tanks effectively. Tank traps, anti-tank mines, and even early iterations of anti-tank rockets were introduced to the battlefield. Tactical adjustments. Tanks also forced a reevaluation of defensive strategies. The emphasis shifted from relying solely on trenches and fortifications to incorporating elements of anti-tank defense. Anti-tank guns were strategically positioned to provide overlapping fields of fire, creating formidable defensive lines. Legacy. The evolution of armored warfare. The reactions to tanks in World War I laid the groundwork for the future of armored warfare. Lessons learned from the early encounters with tanks led to rapid advancements in tank design and tactics, shaping the development of armored divisions and mechanized infantry in subsequent conflicts. The introduction of tanks in World War I provoked a range of reactions, from initial shock and panic to determined innovation and adaptation. These armored beasts forever changed the face of warfare, prompting the rapid evolution of tactics and weaponry. The legacy of tanks in World War I endures as a testament to the transformative power of technology on the battlefield and the ability of military forces to adapt and overcome in the face of new challenges.